Alright, so yesterday night I ended up with an idea on a different direction for capitalism, the rogue deck. And we can kind of compare it with the last one. I didn't include the last 3 cards, but then I realized Molten Giant is a good idea. So what I added was Zombie Chow, Goblin Auto Barber, removed a Sprint, the Preparations, 1 Fan of Knives, the Violet Teachers. And then I was thinking, why am I playing this deck? What do I get from Goblins versus Gnomes? So I took every excuse I could in order to fit in Goblins versus Gnomes types cards. So I put in Goblin Auto Barber, and then I was like, oh, Antique Killbot. That's pretty good. That's one of the reasons why Molten Giant was unrunnable before, because you would go down too far and then you couldn't play the Antique Killbot and then disaster. But maybe this will work. I think I want to put in a Sludge Belcher, though that is a lot of 5s then. But that's okay, right? I could, this deck might go into, maybe instead the Faceless. Yeah, that makes sense. And I thought about putting in a Sun Fury to taunt up the Molten Giants, but I think it may be unnecessary if I run 2 Antique Killbots. So this is a lot more anti-aggro? Question mark? Kind of? It's not necessarily it's not necessarily more anti-aggro either. Even though it is. It's definitely more anti-aggro. But I don't think the control matchup gets hurt that much. Capitalism, ho! So the reason I took out Edwin Van Cleef is because with the preparations down, it doesn't make as much sense now. I mean, with a 9-card change, the deck should play quite different. There's also the comment of, isn't this just worse handlock? And I had to think long and hard about that. There needs, obviously, well, I mean, there's 2 things also. In tournaments, you cannot bring the same class twice. So, to some extent, maybe I'm okay with a worse handlock. But past that, this deck does have some advantages over handlock. Those being that the removal in the early game is better. And though it has no hard AoE clear quite as much as handlock does, this hand is looking pretty good. Alright, let's see. And I can make that a 4 attack if I want it to. Do I just do that and stab in? I guess so.
Here we go.
Zero 4 drops, what's the reasoning for that? Yeah, that is a little bit funky, isn't it? And I thought about whether or not that's fine. And it turns out with all the combo cards, a lot of these cards are mostly played on 4 anyways. For example, Dagger, Goblin Auto Barber, or Goblin Auto Barber Eviscerate, or Deadly Poison, SI7, or Zombie Chow SI7. I think it's okay, but it remains to be seen, to be fair, on whether or not it's actually okay.
This guy's toast.
It's a nice weapon I have to have Blade Flurry with. Though I'll probably just stab it.
Here we go.
It's a shame not saving that for the AoE, but I think I can. I got all the weapon buffs in the game.
Engaging TC-130
Wow.
into dislocator.
Do I have to start playing around Mind Control Tech and Constructed? No, probably not. Fluke. It's 2 cards for 2 cards.
Here we go.
And I do 7 damage to his face. It's actually more damage than I expected. What do I think of Tinker's Sharp Sworded Oil? It's a card I considered putting in the deck, but I don't think this deck can count on having minions on the board. It's pretty nice if it has chargers in it. Like, I was thinking the Bloodsail charger guy would be quite good. With Think Masters. Sharp Sword Oil.
A natural mistake.
Oops.
I concede.
Whatever. Well, that was a nice start with the deck.
Well played.
A lot more aggressive than I had anticipated, but I just happened to get that draw.
You asked for it. Watch your back.
Well, I sure hope he's got an aggro deck. Ah. Okay, this is a good sign. It looks like it is an aggro deck.
Here we go.
Get rid of this chugga. Watch out. Is Toshly worth crafting? Well, it doesn't see much play in decks that don't run Antonitis, although I will say I considered putting it in this deck, but chose not to. So take that for what it is. Take that for what you will.
Here
Is that how
we
the statement
go.
goes?
This guy's toast.
If he's running cards like Tinkertown and Snowchugger... Actually, what taunts could he possibly be running in this deck? I'll play
I
this
have no
anyway.
time for games.
Would he run Sludge Belcher in his deck is kind of the question. I'm not sure, is the answer. If I had anything to combo the SI7, I would avoid playing the backstab, but I don't, so I will.
This guy's toast.
Here we go.
Probably an Antonitis deck, but maybe there's a Sludge Belcher in there. Maybe there's a Noitron. Oh, Sludge Belcher. Nice.
Hurry up!
Value.
None shall.
Hey, lights out.
What is my opinion about the Trade Prince Gallywix? Well, it should be pretty good in this matchup. It has the most health you can get for 6, so it's just a value card in the deck. I theorize that it's good.
Hey, pal, Trade Prince Gallywix
Hey, lights out.
I'm invincible.
Can't play the Barber, but I'm gonna
Here
play around
we
Flame
go.
Strike a little bit. Play around Mind Control Tech. This card is really good right now. This card is actually insane right now. In this position. But so would Trogzor. But I think this card is better than Trogzor in more situations.
Where's my cat?
That's sad. Think I may want to purposely lose some health right now. But maybe not that purposely. He's gotten rid of his Polymorph and 2 Fireballs. I feel like the Molten Giant would kill him. If I don't play the Molten Giant, I kind of be very vulnerable to Flame Strike. But alright, fine. I considered hitting it and then trading the Black Knight,
Invincible.
but I chose not to. 4, 7, 8. I can hold this weapon. Okay, that deck probably runs a Dr. Boom in it. Wow. Well, pass, boys. Ugh. This is a problem. He's probably thinking like, wait, how could he pass? I'm also thinking, how could he pass? Wow, this is weird. Really, really awkward. Aha! He's enabled Molten Giants.
Here we go.
Wow!
I've got the beast in my sight.
Kinda figured he might be holding a card like that.
Here we go.
I definitely had very specific answers in his hand. The Frostbolt, the Big Game Hunter, kind of what I expected. He doesn't have an answer to this thing though. The Cogmaster was held because it's not a good play, I guess. Why is Sarah not Sneeds? Because I'm weak against Sylvanas, I guess is my reason.
What to do? What to do?
Sneeds is really bad against Sylvanas. It's also why no Karin slash Paladin Sky Golem, I suppose. Alright, well, and also it just wins the late game.
Dream and the world trembles.
I think he's finally out of stuff. Really? Oh, hell. Okay. Awaken!
Guide you.
I shall bring you rest. Here we go.
Let it go. I'll take heal spells.
Well played.
Minions, servants,
Go.
soldiers of the cold dark. Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
I shall bring you rest.
Let the hunt begin.
Watch your back.
I don't think I want Fan that early.
Bring out your dead.
Didn't get any of my early game changes in the deck.
Here we go.
Wow, he actually kept all his cards, so this is definitely getting buffed, maybe twice.
Bring out your
Okay, well,
dead.
that's terrible for me. But with a backstab, I can swing this game around. But if I don't get it, I think I just lose. Okay, that's actually a card that can swing things around also. But not yet. The good news is I have the BGH for the Undertaker. I think with the changes I made to the deck is now favored against Hunter, unlike yesterday. But it will fail to prove itself in this game.
Here we go.
Hey, lights out.
I don't even have an Eviscerate.
I got a beast in my sights. Ready to ride. Get in there and fight, maggot.
Such face. Wow. Alright. Hard stop. Soft spot. Soft stop.
Well played.
I must protect the wild.
Watch your back.
This would be a really good hand against Hunter. Too bad it's not Hunter. This hand is insane against Hunter. I'm not sure if I can, well, yes, it's possible to lose still. Oh, Mech Druid.
Here we go.
This deck probably has a more favorable matchup against Mech Druid than normal Druid, because Mech Druid has early game stuff, which the taking out of the early game stuff is desirable. I think I may be willing to take some damage in order to preserve card advantage.
Here
This
we
is setting me up to take a lot of damage moving forward. Well, it has me taking something between 6 and 9 extra damage than I have to. Well, no, 6 more damage than I have to. But I'm going to do it. The plan looks like I'm using this and this to kill this, and that is a plan. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Here we go.
My new recipe.
I may have done that wrong. What if I hit that and I played Zombie Chow? No, this is fine.
Ha, this guy's toast.
No, I should actually hit this instead of that. Of course. Possibly worth a consideration from him would have been Wrath this, Hero Ability that. But he values the card more, which is not wrong. Which I cannot say is wrong, I should say. He had a hand that didn't like cycling cards as a priority. It's tempting not to play this because of Molten Giants, but I'm going to play it because of Curve. Ancient of Lore. I guess I'll always be able to take many damage. Oh, my own Dr. Boom. Nice.
Here we go.
You got a good 7, 8, 9 here. That's pretty good. puny Mech Warper. You cannot stand up to the might of Ragnarok. Okay, that's fine. Could have held on to his Mech Warper if he was willing to take 7 damage. I guess he wasn't willing to do that. Take this.
I dream on the world trembles.
Powering up. Portals online.
I must safeguard them.
You are no match for my legendaries.
Let the hunt begin.
Watch your back.
How would I nerf Dr. Boom? Well, if Dr. Boom needed to be nerfed. I've heard some good ideas, such as the boom bots deal 1 to 2 damage, or the boom bots deal damage to any character. Oh my gosh, this hand is really good. Thank you, Chow. What's my opinion on Gallywix? Seems to fit this deck well. A nice big body, good efficiency, and has a nice bonus.
Here we go.
This would be the advantage of Rogue versus, say, Hamler. Can actually clear this board. And to have stuff left over, which is a big deal. And be able to kill stuff for free. Although that was not for free that time.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
There are actually a lot of options here. I'm going to not attack into whatever
Here
secret
we
that is.
go.
I'm going to use my face. I will assume it's Explosive Trap and try to lose 0 units to it. It might not be Explosive Trap if he attacked that, so it could be Freezing Trap, so I will trigger it. It's snakes.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Come on, Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives is so insane right. Oh my gosh. Fan. Do I ignore the stuff and just keep going face? At some point he has to trade. But he's got 5 extra health because of this.
Excuse me. To my side.
It's a lot of damage. Alright, I do have to attack into his guys.
So
Probably this into
many
that.
options.
Maybe in Deadly Poison into it. I can't take that much damage.
Here we go. Too soon.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Alright. 10 and 11 aren't really differences.
I wonder.
Wow, I actually felt like I had a really good hand too. That's too bad. How do I lose with such a good hand? I'm actually a little surprised. The hand could have been slightly better. Like, I would definitely want a Blade Flurry or Fan, but I don't think I can get much better than that, so it's a little concerning.